Yo, this is J Soul. We are, what are we? We're Shared Visionz. Same cast,
same
different
crew.
Name. Same crew, different name. Same big dick energy. Right
Spin off.
BD.
Anyway, I'm J Soul.
I'm Kill Bill.
I'm E.
Your boy King Diggz.
We hope you enjoyed our little skit. The news, I'm sorry. We hope you enjoyed the news that we did.
It's real life.
Yeah, those guys seem very serious.
Produced by
Real life.
CNN.
Yeah.
So you know it's official.
Official.
Yeah, and then co-produced by Fox, too,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah. So, let's get into it. Truckers, man. What's up? You seen this shit? They're
Yeah, man.
Canadians?
The Canadian truckers, I heard, we can get into it after, but the United States truckers are starting to get together as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
really?
but Canadian truckers, bro, they're going hard. They went to Ottawa, Canada. Like, how many people you think? They said 500,000.
I heard 500,000 people.
Yeah.
Just lined up on the street.
45 miles. That's the last number I heard, and that was a week ago. 45-mile convoy, biggest convoy
For
in the
medical
world.
freedom.
in the world. For medical freedom. Who the fuck do they think they are, bro? They think they can have medical freedom. How dare they?
For real.
Yeah, like who deserves a basic human right?
Who deserve and fuck that. It's fucking now. If we're gonna do it this way, I don't think there should be abortion. I think there should be forced abortions now. Actually, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're pregnant,
Well, it's the same thing,
and
right?
it really
Yeah.
is. If you're pregnant and your job doesn't really like pregnant ladies like that, they could be like, sorry, you either abort it or you get out.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and I mean, how long do you think it'll last? 'Cause you gotta think of food.
I don't
You
think
gotta
they're giving up.
all that stuff. They cannot give up, but I mean, at the same time, they're gonna run out of money for food. Run
Yeah.
out of actual food.
I heard,
people could keep bringing food, but for a 45-mile long.
Well, how long was
trail.
Occupy Wall Street?
How long do you want to be free for? Like, that's how, they're going to keep
But
doing
are
it.
they
Yeah.
going? I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not informed enough on this, but do they have an endpoint? Are they not going to stop until something happens,
Well,
or are
I think
they
they
just
want their
making
prime
the
minister
point?
to resign. What's that
That's-
guy's name? The one who just caught COVID?
Justin
Justin
Trudeau.
Trudeau.
Yeah.
Trudeau.
I did hear. I read a post that said somebody said that they had enough food, alcohol, and marijuana for 4 months. To last them 4 months. So
Beautiful.
people
Should be
are
good. Should be good.
people are stocking up. And,
That's all you need.
And they had the cabbies in the truck. Like I don't know, man. It's just
Do you think
Crazy.
other people other than truckers will go? Like people in cars?
Absolutely.
definitely.
There are people out there right now that
I've seen
aren't
tractors.
Yeah, the farmers showed up.
Farmers.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
did you see how the Canadian television, somebody was filming the film squad of a Canadian television where they were trying to show that like not a lot of people showed up. So they were
Yeah.
filming like just this one section
Really?
of people.
It was like the
and
back
then
section.
behind them was like thousands and thousands and thousands of people, but they weren't filming that.
Very
They
deceitful.
were
Of course
filming
of
just like some
They
stragglers.
were filming the end
Yeah.
convoy.
I mean, when I seen those truckers, I was just wondering, how long before the media calls them racist? Like, it can't be too much longer.
I mean, that's kind of
right?
what they're doing. No, they're
No,
they're right,
they did it. They
They're not
did it.
right
They
wing
called
yet?
them. They called them racist. They called them
Oh, they did?
Trumpers and all this type of shit.
of
Yeah.
course.
Canadians,
Of
they
course
call
It's
Canadians
happened.
Trumpers.
Yes.
Canadians.
That makes sense, yeah.
Go figure.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people, of course, they're not going to look at it like that. They're going to look at the news and be like, "Ooh, they are Trumpers." Oh.
So yeah, what do you guys think, man? Like, you think it's good?
Yeah, absolutely. I think and it's a bunch of people forming together and doing something that they believe in. I mean, we all believe in all different things, and that's okay. And at the end of the day, we shouldn't judge anybody for their own opinion.
Right. It should be, if you want to get the jabby jab, that's great. If you don't want to get it, that's also great. And everyone should just mind their own business.
But
And,
don't judge
the
next
Canadians are doing it the right way, man. They're
Absolutely.
protesting. They're
And
not
it's
hurting
a
nobody.
silent
They're not
protest.
destroying
I
no
think the
property.
I think the Canadians were more like fucked up during the past 2 years than we were though here. Like I think they were
More strict.
way more
yeah.
strict. It was
Oh,
the entire.
yeah.
I think it was more strict over the entire country rather than we have the states and Florida and shit. That's
Like,
pretty
where's
good right now.
Australia at,
Hold on,
though? Like, why aren't they doing that in Australia?
Oh, well, they're too busy
Australia's
in
literally in prison.
camps. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there are people protesting, but supposedly
enough.
Not enough, obviously. But
There
come on,
is a lot of-
I
they're
don't
just-
know anybody from Australia, so I can't say, and they're not going to cover it on the media. Which brings me to a point of this is being covered in the media so much, the Canadian truckers. How long have we been hearing about supposed food shortages coming? What brings along such a food shortage? What do you think it is? Do you think it's people who grow it? Sure. maybe the people who are transporting it to you and have to give it to you, therefore the truckers. So like, I'm always just like the devil's advocate where it goes, I'm skeptical of everything. What if it's a setup? What if they're setting it up? Because now the American truckers are talking about it. There's a whole.
They're going to blame the food shortage on the truckers.
I mean, wouldn't that be?
I mean, but they've been talking about a food shortage before the truckers even protested.
True.
Well, put it like this. I mean, they could.
Maybe that's what they were talking about the whole time.
Yeah, probably. They was probably saying like, because a lot of those truckers just wasn't going to get the mandate. So if they were all fired, that would probably cause a food shortage too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, a lot of people don't realize is that we've already been through this whole food shortage. Like where I work, we go through a system through produce and all this. And
You don't have the meats anymore?
believe it or not, we get shorted every time.
Really?
There's at least one thing that gets shorted. And then when I was talking,
He
to
doesn't
the
work at
driver-
Arby's, though. I know I made it seem like that, but it's not Arby's.
No, but I was actually talking to one of the guys, and he was telling me how how a lot of them got laid off in the beginning.
Yeah.
A lot of them got laid off. So let me get this straight. The reason why we're not getting our shit on time, the reason why we're not getting enough shit is because you are laying off all these people. So you're making the same amount of money because you are essential, but you're going to lay off all these people to make more money and make all these people do more shit so you can...
It's so backwards and twisted.
Everything looks like a setup
It doesn't
to
make
me.
sense. And none of it makes sense at all. Like, you are not losing any money whatsoever, but you're still laying off people.
Well, this is the problem because every company and major corporation is taking full advantage of the pandemic.
Yeah.
They're taking advantage of the people. Period.
I honestly thought I was living in a twilight zone with all the courts not, shutting down these mandates until, the Supreme Court kind of chimed in. But I literally was like, how is nobody giving a shit about the Constitution anymore? I mean, granted, it's, very old.
Who cares?
Could be
It's the
updated.
It's a basis
but-
of like.
It's the only thing that's
But,
saving
yeah.
us from them
But
is that Constitution.
But now,
Yeah.
because when it first started, everyone's like, no,
Yo.
we're going to do whatever the fuck we want.
And that's the thing. I'm sorry, Jay. I don't want to cut you off. But and that's what's crazy. It's just like Jay said. It's old. Or no, you said it's old, but he said who cares? Every time somebody gets triggered, they bring up the Constitution. Oh, well, you did this. Well, in the Constitution, it says this. But now that all this is going on, like you said, everyone's hush hush.
Yeah, like, what's the Constitution?
Dude, everybody's ripping it up, but Biden in general, like that administration has done so many unconstitutional things, bro. I can't believe that
Because
still
there's no
even president.
How is he
consequences.
still sitting? No. How is he still a president, bro? How is he still sitting in office? And how is any of his people still sitting in office if the Supreme Court was like, yo, this is unconstitutional? Therefore, Mr. President, you did something unconstitutional. You are an enemy to the state.
Yeah.
Like, you literally are, like, it just doesn't make any
Nothing-
sense. It
nothing
happened
is-
so many
yeah.
times. Oh, and then he got, I'm
There's
sorry.
no consequences.
No,
That's why.
for these people. For these people,
Yeah.
there's consequences for people like us.
Right.
Even if I say something too crazy, then there's consequences. I've been reading stories about the FBI popping up on podcast people's fucking thing, lower podcast people like us.
No, we're pretty, middle.
Yeah, obviously we're higher up. We're pretty big, but. No, seriously, like for just saying things and tweeting things, bro, it's crazy. And what I wanted to
and
say,
it's illegal.
It's illegal.
Let's not forget that.
Well, it's not freedom of speech anymore.
Yeah.
But yo, and fucking don't even get me started. In DC, they have freedom of speech zones. I thought it was the craziest thing. I was walking around
my
DC,
God.
What do you
Washington
mean
DC.
they have freedom of speech zones everywhere?
That's insane.
There's criteria that you need to be able to
This
meet
is
in order to
America.
have free
America, freedom of
speech. Certain
speech should
areas that
be.
you can't do that. Certain
Should
types
be.
of speech you
That's
can't.
insane. Anyway, I wanted to say Biden, when the Supreme Court said this is unconstitutional and struck it down, Biden then went on television and was like, listen, I know they struck it down, but I want you guys to do it anyway. I want you companies to do the responsible thing and go against what the Supreme Court said. Again, another unconstitutional thing. But anyway, truckers.
Not well. One more thing, not to sound cliche, and the cliche aspect of conspiracy theorist or whatever you want to call it, but the reason why Biden's not going anywhere, nothing's gonna happen to him. Why? Because he's a puppet, and I am not for Trump. I'm not pro Trump. I'm not pro Biden. I'm pro nothing, pro shit when it comes down to politics and stuff like that because it's all bullshit. The government knows that they can control Biden, and that's why everything is going down. You think everybody out there really had a say in the whole Trump being impeached? Bullshit. It's because he said what he wanted when the fuck he wanted. But doesn't mean that I'm pro-Trump. I'm just saying that's one thing I'll give him.
He seemed maybe a little tiny bit more difficult to control.
He was a puppet that was cut a couple of his strings, but was still dangling. So
exactly. Because he didn't want to cross that boundary.
Trump, bro. Ghislaine and fucking Epstein.
Of course.
Oh my God.
And that's what I'm saying, because Trump, as of right now,
Diggz.
Epstein probably would have never went to jail though if it wasn't for Trump.
Honestly, Trump is irrelevant right now because he is not the president.
Diggz likes Trump.
I'm just saying, I like him more than Biden.
You would Trump it?
Yeah.
He's voted several times.
Well, I never voted in my life.
I'm only saying this because Trump is irrelevant right now, and Biden is the relevant one because he is the president, and people are giving him such high praise.
When's the next election?
2024.
I bet you Trump wins.
I bet you
Biden. I bet you Hillary was gonna win last time. So
I bet you in 2024 Trump will win. And
I think they will burn this planet to the ground before they let Trump win again.
Biden's gonna be in a nursing home next year.
I bet you he will still be president.
Yeah, by the time when he's 90.
Yeah, they're gonna do like a green screen in the back where he's
at
the
the
White
doing.
House.
Yeah, they're already doing
I
it.
know, but I'm saying he's gonna be in an actual nursing home.
Yeah, man, the truckers, man. I mean, like, beautiful show, freedom, and I want it to happen, and I love it. And I think it's awesome that the truckers are middle class people who don't really bitch about anything. You feel me?
And they're silent about it.
Yeah, they don't ever. They're just hardworking people who just work. They're doing literally the most essential thing in America.
They're just like, why can't we just do our jobs?
Yeah, and they're not even like. And when you think about it, like, you're not even really in contact with people like that as a trucker. You're fucking driving most of the time.
I mean, they have mandates right now for people that are working remote. People are getting fired if they don't get the jabby jab, even though they are fully remote.
Yeah. And I mean, no matter what, you're going to have those people, those numbnuts on the videos where they're screaming at somebody because the trucks are in the way. I can't move my car, whatever the case is.
What?
There's always going to be those people.
Yeah, but those people are so fucking stupid because you think you're going to come out and move 50,000 trucks?
Yeah. 45 miles.
What do you think about like the post that we talked about on the thing? Like
the Reddit post.
Yeah, there's one of the. All right, the second one that you read might have been a joke, but the first one was dead ass. The first one was that she couldn't sleep and she's shivering.
And that it's straight up terrorism.
It's terrorism. That person was dead ass. So
the one that was a joke.
It might have been a joke. I'm not sure.
They used that word terrorism.
That seemed.
It was a real post.
It was a real post. Yeah, so that could have been a joke.
Yeah.
The first one was. I
don't think anybody is that stupid.
I would hope not.
Oh well, my wife said she's going to sleep at a male friend's house.
Yeah, I saw another one that was like, my wife said she's going to go sleep at her boss's house or something, like, God bless his soul or something. Like, I think it was bullshit, but I don't think it was based off of the first one. The first one being is that these people think it's terrorism and they're shivering. And you know what? I don't wait. I don't feel bad for them though, because they let it. They're the people that were complacent and didn't do anything and didn't say anything and let it get to this point where people are really upset that they're going to either lose their livelihood or going to lose their livelihood the way they make money for the family. And
a lot of people already lost their livelihood and got fired for not getting the jabby jab.
Especially the healthcare
workers.
The healthcare workers that are heroes.
And
now they're not.
It's not even mandated. So all those people lost their jobs for nothing.
All these nurses were battling the clown vid. Mm-hmm. We're battling the clown vid with all these people going into the hospital because they were sick. Correct? Battling and fighting and risking their lives for the clown vid, and now you're gonna fire them because they don't want to get the jabby jab. You know what I mean? This sounds so.
I love it. It sounds so good.
But like, you can't tell if I'm serious or not. But seriously,
no, that's insane. That's literally bananas.
None of it makes sense, and it's getting ridiculous because you're gonna count this. You're gonna sit there and say that all of this is terrorism. So how are you going to compare apples to oranges? How are you going to compare that this is terrorism, but then somebody running into a tower with a plane, you're going to call that terrorism too? So how is this silent protest terrorism? I just don't understand.
Well, it's not really silent. Before we get off of this topic,
we diving into 9/11.
I want to say something. A post I saw comparing this world. It was like, it's so funny. I think the post said, I think it's ironic that to battle the clown world that we're in, the truckers are going in there and honking. Honk, honk. You get it? So, like, the way people are battling clown world is by honking at it. And it's so fucking funny to me. I think it's, like, the most ironic.
One quick last question, and this doesn't even have to have a discussion. Did you find out where in the United States that this is happening, that they're starting to?
I've seen some.
I think it's California, right?
I've seen some California, and I've seen some.
I sure hope it's California.
And I've seen some formations blocking, I don't know where, but the borders between Canada. Like, Americans are blocking some borders in America to going to Canada. Yeah, truckers are doing that. Right. I guess American truckers. So, yeah, man, can't wait to see what happens. This is it's cool. It's historical, and I want it to happen in America. It's gonna happen. Oh wait, before we stop this topic, you guys see the GoFundMe for this shit?
They shut it down.
They shut it down, bro.
They shut down the GoFundMe.
Bro, I think it was $5 million or $8 million.
Yep.
GoFundMe took the money and said we're gonna reallocate this money to charities we see fit. That was like a day or two ago. That's what they said, and they were also like, "Listen, if you wanna refund your GoFundMe charge, you can." And then they came out today, I think, and they were like, "No. They were just we're automatically refunding the entire $8 million, $8 million, whatever."
Because who the fuck are they to take people's money and say we're gonna decide where
we put it?
I wish there was a platform like GoFundMe that would exist so
they could do it.
Yeah.
What you just said. That's kind of ironic. What you just said. Who are they to decide what they are going to do with our money?
I mean, why? Taxes,
yeah.
Fucking everything, bro.
We are going to decide what we are doing with your money you're giving us for your taxes.
Yeah, I mean,
but taxes
theoretically, that's what they're elected for.
And the money, but taxes aren't donations. They're just taking that out my check.
Before we get off of taxes, do you know that your income, all of your income taxes that you pay for every paycheck, only goes to the government paying off their loan from the Federal Reserve.
Yeah, they're $5.
That's the only thing. So it's the only thing that federal income tax does is pay off interest of the loans that the American government took out, which means you're not that's money's not going to roads and hospitals and schools. Okay,
it's just going back to the reserve.
Next topic,
guys.